Shrutismritipurananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavadpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishwara Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vitagine Vyomavatyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. In our analysis of the pot and clay, what we call pot has no being of its own. It has a form, there is a function also. But it is mithya. And since it has a function and deliberately shaped form to have that function, to be able to serve that purpose. It's a very simple thing. A pot is a very simple thing. But then things are not all that simple. They become more and more complex. But all of them require, even though they are mithya, in terms of reality we saw, we decided they are mithya, not separate from the material cause. So the cause material is satyam and the effect is mithya. The cause material itself doesn't turn into a pot. Understand this, all the problems start from here. The material clay itself doesn't turn into a pot. That material has to place itself in the hands of an intelligent being to get shaped into a pot. And so, this, where there is a certain purpose to serve, and then a certain form to serve that purpose, there is a certain skill involved, knowledge involved. This is what we say srishtihi, or srishti, or we say, in English, we say creation. Understand? Creation. This has nothing to do with certain Baptist creation. Understand? So this is creation. The form is shaped. If it is a car, it is much more complicated. It is not just a shaping of a form. So there are different things put together. So putting together intelligently to serve a certain purpose. And that is what we say, Srishtihi, Mithya. If you look at car, the carness, where does it exist? The steel doesn't have carness. Gas doesn't have carness. Tire doesn't have carness. Air doesn't have carness. Water doesn't have carness. Plastic doesn't have carness. Leather doesn't have carness. All these have non-carness. There is no carness in any one of them. Let us find out that one thing which has got carness. I keep on removing all these non-car, 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 non-car. Then what do you have? Bekar. Nothing. If I remove all the non-car, I am not removing car, I am removing non-car to find out the car. I don't find a bit which has got carness. This is what I say, in the beginning there was a word called car. That is knowledge. It continues to be knowledge alone. Really, there is no real car. And every one of them disappears like that. Steel also disappears into non-steel. Water disappears into non-water. And hydrogen, oxygen also disappears into non-hydrogen, non-oxygen. Everything disappears. If you don't inquire, then only things are there. Vicharam na sakate. Doesn't stand inquiry. On inquiry, everything disappears into something else. Not that there is a physical disappearance, you don't need that. For an intelligent person, there is no physical necessity, physical disappearance. If I say this is clay, then you need not, you are not that kind of a person who needs prove that this is clay. I know only clay as a lump or a clay as powder. Okay. I'll have to powder this and show him. Then he says, now I understand it's clay. Then where is pot? And the fellow says, so the pot, I told him, the pot came from this powder. No. Pot came from some other powder. But this is pot powder. That was non-pot powder, before pot powder. There is some truth in also. Before pot powder was different. This is pot powder is different because it's a baked powder it is. It's a little different. But anyway, what I say, you don't need to really destroy anything to understand that this is what it is, mithya, understand. So what we find here, so things, mithya is not that simple as pot clay. It becomes more and more complex. When it comes to my eyes and ears, they are all but particles, I know. So you can say they are cells, and the cells are molecules are atoms are particles. And either these particles are so intelligent, they assemble themselves to become eyes. They have to move in such a certain way to become eyes and to become ears, to become left and right brain, to become kidney and liver. So they should move intelligent particles just to knock her out and then become kidneys, understand? Or there is if they are intelligent, then there is enough, that's enough for us. Or they are non-intelligent, which are in the hands of the intelligent, or we cannot separate the intelligent from that very particle. So these are the three possibilities. The intelligent and the particles, or particles themselves are so intelligent that they do. We don't require any other intelligent being. Maybe that is what we say, intelligent being. The particles are intelligent being. That intelligent being is not perhaps particles. So there is something we have to understand here. And therefore, Shruti alone is the pramanam here. So Shruti Reva Sharanam, there is no means of knowledge to arrive at the cause of the world. Inference cannot help. Inference can go thus far that there must be an intelligent being, etc. Or there are many intelligent beings. Intelligent being or many intelligent beings. Understand? And so here also, to create anything is not one intelligent being. Things as they become more and more complex, more intelligent beings are necessary. Just for this particular place is not one intelligent being. There is an architect is there, masons are involved, carpenters are involved, lot of other unskilled workers are involved. So lot of people, lot of things, cement, etc., manufactured by different people. Too many intelligent beings are involved. For everything. Even to have, so a piece of bread, so you require a lot of intelligent beings. And therefore, so there are aneka kartaraha. So intelligently created, all right. Intelligently put together, all right. It implies naturally knowledge, and that knowledge has to rest in intelligent beings, being or beings. Up to this logic comes. There is one intelligent being, Shastra has to tell. And once it has told, because many intelligent beings, etc., again, can be dismissed by the same logic through which you have arrived at many intelligent beings, we can do judo and then knock off all these nanatvam among those intelligent beings, because how do you say they are intelligent beings? Do you say that they have got brains of their own? So do you say that each one is different? Then again they are intelligently put together. And therefore this is endless process it is. And so please, you have to go for the Shruti here. Shruti comes and tells, so kamayate bahusyam praja yeti satapo tapyate satapastaptva idagum sarvam asrijate. All this, see, this same Atma, which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, which is what we say Satchidananda, same Atma became the creator, Saha, one singular verb, okay? Singular noun, Saha. He, what? Asrijate, creator. Put together. Asrijata means put together. Now, so put together, that I can understand this much. Because, so my own eyes and ears, they are intelligently put together. And therefore, Ishwara is Saha means Ishwaraha, that Brahman, which is Atma, so put together. Means what? So we understand anything intelligently put together presupposes knowledge. Knowledge needs to rest in a conscious being. That conscious being must be adequately knowledgeable. We are not talking of one computer. We are not talking of one small little thing. We are talking about all the entire Jagat with all its possibilities. All high-tech. Your sight is high-tech. Don't think sight is, because just you open your eyes, you see, you take it for granted until there is a macular problem. So till then, everything is okay, you think it's all okay, open the eyes, then you see. Sometimes opening the eyes itself is a problem. Sometimes you can't close the eyes. You know that one? There's another problem. So you always can't close the eyes. You never close the eyes. And open the eyes is a problem. I have seen, this is one family there. So it's always the upper eyelid like this, the whole family. And you can't open. And if they do any kind of surgery, then they don't close. That, there's got a certain sphincter there. So it can't close. Therefore, they don't do anything. So to see you, Swamiji, I have to tell you, I am here, Appa, enke mela paakra. So I am here, don't look at me. That's how it is. Poor fellow. He cannot, and not only he, his daughter is like this. It's all inbreeding. Rajapalayam, the Rajus, among themselves they marry, then afterwards you find all these kind of problems all start. Whole family. So everything is okay as long as things function, please understand. So it is not an easy thing that you see, it's not an easy thing. Then they show the camera, Swamiji, this is a digital. What? So even as we take the picture, we can see the picture and then click. So we can select it what we want. It's all very beautiful. Here, look at this one. Neat. Click. Then we can recall it and everything we can do. It's a digital camera. He is very eloquent about it. It's high tech. What about this? That's nothing. That is where our problem exists. That's where a Southern Baptist score, okay? He scores. It tells that how without all this, without an intelligent being, how there can be eyes and ears. An intelligent being created the world for yourself. That's why yesterday, in the song, before you leave, you should make sure that nothing is wasted. You make use of everything. Don't leave anything behind. Because God, the Lord, created man in his own image, not in our own image, in his own image. Created man. Not woman. Woman in the image of something else, I don't know what. Man he created in his own image. In his own image. And created the world for this man. Man is a special fellow. And he created cows and goats and everything for man's consumption. That's why you should not let a bird fly without catching it and killing it and making a Kentucky fry. So this kind of thinking is a typical thinking. God made them all for human being. There seems to be, the moment you use this word creation, there must be some intestinal problem for you. If it is not there, you are not thinking, understand? This whole concept is someone sitting there is one old man sitting there with silver beard. Upar. Upar means what? Upar. Beyond you, in heaven. That's why even in prayer you do like this. Until you pick up a sprain, you look up. Upar, God created this world. And the Upanishad tells the same thing. So kamayate. Same. He desired. He visualized. He created. Wow. One good thing is, one day he created this much. Second day, he created a little more. Third day, see how he's getting thag gaya. Thag hota hai. So, third day he created a little more. Fourth day he created a little more. Fifth day a little more. Sixth day, and seventh day a little bit. Then he found. Sixth day, then he found there is no light. Then he put the sun. Then rest le liya. Understand? That's how I visualize the whole process. Doing job. Single man. One man has to do everything. Everything he has to do. He can't even complain to anybody. He's not married, single fellow, father. He's a father without a mother. Naturally, he can't even go and tell what all he did today. He can't tell. Nobody. Akela, poor fellow. Alone he created this world. Then afterwards, sitting there, he wants all these people to come back to him. Some kind of a game. Except window dressing, an organization, this kind of concept, no tribal will buy. You have to push this concept along with lot of, dressing, cake, etc. Well, that's what creation, the word, evokes. The Upanishad tells the same thing. Forget it. No, it doesn't say the same thing. It says, asrijata, no time here. You thought, satya sankalpaha, asrijata, created. Then, again created. Then it says, abhavati, satyacha bhavati. Not only created because knowledge is involved, therefore we are constrained to use the word created. Really speaking, there is not really a creation, it is more a manifestation because abhavat. This abhavat, the word, is different from asrijata. Created, but abhavat became. Became means Ishwara himself is in the form of Jagat, because for pot creation you need a person who knows how to make it, and plus the clay in the person's hands to shape the pot. Two different causes, and this is how in the Jagat the possibility exists. This is called possibility. Clay exists, I exist, and the possibility of shaping the clay into a pot exists, and it can be hardened through fire, that also exists. All these possibilities exist. Then I make use of that clay to create a pot. Two different causes, thank God. Otherwise, when you buy the pot, suppose pot is made by the pot maker out of himself. You buy the pot, pot maker will come home. If you buy a few things, then your home will have a society. You have to go out, correct? You have to go out. And well, therefore, the pot is brought, the clay that went into that pot making, that is also brought. Why? Because pot has no independent existence of clay. Pot is clay. even though clay is not pot. And therefore, two different causes. One is a maker, the other is clay pot. One is a baker, the other is the bread that was baked. Two different. Therefore, you eat the bread, leave the baker alone. Otherwise, you are eating the baker because he baked himself. He did not become the bread, correct? He didn't become the bread. So bread abhavati, bread asrijata. It is not. He only baked the bread. He didn't become the bread. Understand? So the same kitchen logic is called bakery logic. So this baker logic is extended to this Jagat creation also. God created the world sitting in one corner in space and time, and He created this world, and then we have to go back to that God. Yes, God address, and the word God.com. No, God at heaven.com. God at heaven.com. So He is there, sitting there, and you have to go. Then that means then what about time and space? They should be as eternal as everything else, as God. Then the modern physics, this modern physics, in the same place where all these physicists and these subjects are all taught, in the same place these fellows thrive. These fellows thrive. That God is sitting there in heaven thrives, this fellow thrives, this theology thrives, and it goes to other continents also. Think of that. It's amazing. It's amazing. All that we require is you have to somehow make sure that there is local anesthesia. In the brain, there are different topics. When you say religion, God, there is a local anesthesia. Thinking stops. Otherwise, the brain is wonderful. It works so well. But when it comes to religion, there is a local anesthesia. Non-thinking, numb, dumb. Don't say the whole person is dumb. Don't say that. That is lumping. It is not the whole person is dumb. When it comes to religion, that area is dumb. Other areas are okay. Some concession, okay? So now what I say, so this can be corrected. My thinking is, can be corrected. Time, space also are part of the same deal. There is no question of Jagat without time and space. Every day in your experience is there. The space, your sleep experience is there. Time is not there, space is not there, place is not there, space is not there. And you are in the same condition as what it would be if the Jagat was yet to come. The Jagat means including your body, mind, sense complex. The Jagat is yet to come. And that condition was exactly the condition like the one you experience in sleep. No time, no place, no encounter with the world. Correct? But you are there. Satchid Atma, Satchidananda Atma alone is there. There is no second thing either. Only you. That's why you love sleep. Only you. There is nobody to contend with, nobody to compare with. Only you. Then, creation. Let us take the dream. In the dream you created the sun, means you saw the sun. Thinking of the sun is creation. There is sun. So when you think of the sun, space has come, time has come. Understand? It is one complete whole. Time, space, sun. and you are the creator. The material cause, which is generally different, as I told you in bakery logic, which is different from the baker, the maker, the material, is not here. We are dealing with the total here. There is nothing available for this so-called God to go and pick up something that was lying there. Where? Your language itself has no access to this. Time itself is not there. And the space itself is not there. So how are you going to say there, etc.? Where? There is no there, where. Everything is yet to come. Exactly like in sleep. There was nothing. Time, space, everything was a potential. We call it as avyaktam, unmanifest. Avyakta. In deep sleep, avyakta, unmanifest. Then it comes to manifest. This is an amazing power you have got. A power to create. You are Satya Sankalpaha. You are Satya Sankalpa. Means Satya Sankalpa, your Sankalpa becomes real, immediate. You think of sun, sun is there. And space-time are there already. Earth is there, clouds are there, and people are there, everything is there. It's all you thought of. Now, just let us understand this. In this, you are the maker, correct? You are the maker. Means what? You have the skill to make Shakti, the power, the skill to make the world. Plus, you have also the knowledge to make whatever you make. You can't make something which you don't know. You cannot make something that you don't know, because you have to think of it. Think of it. My Gagabugai is still waiting. So you think of a Gagabugai. So think of a Gagabugai. So then only Gagabugai you can create. You can't think of a Gagabugai. Why? Because you don't know what is Gagabugai. Correct? You don't know Gagabugai. Don't ask me, do you know? I also don't know. That's why I am saying Gagabugai. So Gagabugai you don't create because you don't know Gagabugai. In fact, everything in dream that you created is from your knowledge. Really, this is better assimilated properly. Everything that you created in the dream is purely your knowledge. Your knowledge is nothing but Nama-rupa. It is always Nama-rupa. Each one we have one Nama-rupa. Tree you say Nama-rupa, name form. Then the tree is divided into 1 million things. And then again the tree you say is Nama-rupa, trunk you say Nama-rupa, branch you say Nama-rupa, then bark you say Nama-rupa, cell you say Nama-rupa, DNA you say Nama-rupa. Everything is Nama-rupa. That is called knowledge. This Nama-rupa knowledge, more details, less details, is workable. And therefore you have enough knowledge to create a tree. You need not know plant physiology, you need not know plant biology. All that you need is only tree. It is tree, and tree, like we all artists, everybody is an artist with reference to a tree and mountain, every child, everybody, anybody you ask, so ask him to draw, it is very easy. This is what one mountain, two mountains. Then between the two mountains, the sun. And then here, then there is some river. Then there on the bank is on the side, one tree. What is the tree? Over. Understand? This much artist, everybody is. I have artistic talents. This is this much. Every time I draw, this is only comes, nothing else comes. My mind doesn't go anywhere else. So mountain, two mountains, sun, river, and some trees. Why not something else? One shopping mall, why not? It doesn't come. I think everybody has got his own conditioning. Some kuch na kuch. I always used to decondition myself from this. So, but nothing comes, what can I do? So because even though I want to draw a shopping mall, but nothing comes. I have to do something, write shopping mall, I have to write. You need to know, the whole thing is knowledge. There is nothing but knowledge. It's pure jnanam. It's pure equation. There is nothing tangible in this world except knowledge. In the dream, it is just your knowledge. It's bursting of knowledge. It manifests in terms of time, space, and everything in time and space. Correct? And the knowledge is never separate from you. In the beginning there was Word. The Word was with God. It was never separate from God. You need Vedanta to tell that. Don't go and tell any of those Southern Baptists. They think that you have come from devil. That is the truth about it. All that is there, pure jnanam, nothing but knowledge. But then do you know what? Then you have to understand this. Material necessary for the Jagat. You don't require material. What is there is equation. There is nothing. Equation you can say, knowledge you can say. There is nothing tangible, sir. And that's all what is there. And therefore, so don't think of a material except your memory. All that you require is your memory, your jnanam. This is called tapas. Satapo atapyata. Satapas tapva idagam sarvam asrijata. As he thought, for you memory, for Ishwara it is what was before. He had to pay attention, that's all. It's all there. So again, anyway, so in this, you are the maker, just to use the word, you are the maker. This is baker's words, okay? These are baker's words. Baker, you are the baker and you are the bread. You are the material, the wheat, flour, etc. necessary. It's all you. Here, the maker and the material are one and the same. They are not two. They cannot be two. Logically, you can dismiss the second thing being there, separate from the maker, because it won't hold water more than 1 minute. Argument. Because it cannot be separated. Be separated by what? If the maker has to make this world and there was something separating the material from the maker, what separates the material from the maker? You have to say space. Correct? And the space itself, I'm asking, that itself a creation. And therefore, what separates the space from the maker? What separates the space from the maker? What? Or you have to say space is maker? Or what separates the space from maker? You can't say space? You can't say space? This is called theology. Why? When you can't say, this is not, we can't enter into, we are trying to fathom the mysteries of God. We can't fathom the mysteries of God. Then why did you talk? Why don't you leave that God alone because you can't fathom the mysteries of God? Leave God alone and His mystery. You need not start your ministry. Understand that? You can't, whenever it is inconvenient, don't run, duck. It's all just, I want the person to think a little more. There is no separation between whatever the type of material is necessary, and that cannot be separate from that God. Therefore here, the entire dream world is pervaded by you. This pervaded by you, this by you, etc., this voice, this passive voice, pervaded by you. Jagat is pervaded by you. It is as though there is some you and there is a Jagat and there is being pervaded. You pervade, like a water spray or something, I don't know what. And so these are all words which don't really convey anything. What the truth of the dream is you. The dream space and time are you. In that time space we see different things, they are all you. And if you have thought of a few fellows, all of them are standing there, they are all you. One fellow, human beings, they're all human beings. One fellow says, look at this world. Listen to this well. Look at this world. So beautiful, so vast, my God. Who created this? The other fellow says, how are you going to understand this? Unless the Creator comes and tells you, I created the world. Even if he tells, you will ask him 100 different questions because you have to still believe that he created. He may be bluffing. Correct? There is no way. How is he going to prove? Unless he destroys the entire creation and then again creates right in front of you. But then while he destroyed, you are also gone. You are also gone, and therefore you have a real problem here. And one fellow talks like this. The other fellow, the third fellow tells, oh, this is created by God. God the Father. And in heaven, sitting in heaven, created this world. All these planets were like donuts dropped from him. And then there is another fellow, another fellow is there, and that fellow says, true, God is in heaven, but not in your heaven, in my heaven. In my heaven. It's an improvement. Within the desert countries, these are all differences. Then he says that I am God in my heaven created this world. Then another fellow tells, why are you wasting your time? The most selfish is the most happy. Whether God created or you created or anybody, somebody else created, what do you get out of it? By knowing this, are you going to have a job? You are already laid off. Are you going to have a job? No. Then why do you bother about all this? Why should you bother? The most selfish is the most happy. It's an existential problem. Just do what is to be done. That's it. And of course, he tells a little, be careful that you don't hurt, because the other fellow also is struggling to exist. You also struggle to exist. And therefore, just make sure that the fellow is not trampled upon. His pursuits are not destroyed by you. Leave that fellow alone. And you, of course, you have to be selfish, naturally. You should run before the fellow comes there. The competitive world. This is one philosophy. And the other fellow says, what's all philosophy? You just to follow what works. What works? If muscle power works, then gather those muscle power. Whatever that works, please gather. That's all life. There are different people. Correct? Another fellow says, there was a cause, God, who became the world, and he is no more available. There was a God before. He became the world. Poor God. Finished, he is finished, no more. He has descended. And therefore, only Jagat is there now. You can't get back to the original state because God has come too far to go back. It's not possible. You should be satisfied that you have got a good what you call genetic origin. That's all. Everybody has a bit of God. There are some serious fellows. So everybody has a bit of God. With that you should be happy. There is a spark, a divine spark in your heart. Now the oriental starts. This is the oriental stuff. It comes from India also. It's all oriental. One stuff is like this. One is this. You look into the world. The world is full of dukkha, pain. The world is dukkha. Your life is dukkha. Everything is dukkha, pain. And therefore there is pain only, there is nothing. Inside if you look at, it is like onion. Peel, peel, peel. There is nothing. There is nothing inside, there is nothing, no core. It is all shunya. And therefore don't take this world seriously. Take your pain seriously, okay? And therefore, this is called mithya without satyam. It's another bunkum it is. Then there is another one. Another one says, it's all flickers after flicker. A flicker of consciousness. That's all what is there. One flicker. And gone. Another flicker. Gone. Flicker, 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 flicker. That's all flickers. There's nothing there. This is another one. Flicker. Therefore you need not do anything. Because before you begin doing, flicker is gone. Which is the flicker you are going to do anything with? And therefore flickers are gone. Then like this there are, but be serious. When you move your hand, be conscious. When you turn, don't just turn like this. Turn. Royal turn. Turn. Like the fellow who has got some neck problem, you turn like this, conscious. They make judgment on this basis. Whether this fellow is a siddha, is accomplished or not. From his movement of hands they figure out. There are people like that. Then our yogi comes and he says, this is all waste of time. You have to reverse. What is the reverse of pain? Reverse of pain? Reverse of pain? Reverse of pain? Niyap. Niyap. N-I-A-P. Hey, not reverse. You have to reverse the pain. I mean, what is the reverse mean? What is the opposite of pain? Opposite of pain is pleasure, joy. Therefore, you have to reverse everything. And for which? Standing on your feet, you can't reverse it. Your world vision is wrong. You reverse the vision, everything will be okay. Therefore, stand on your head and look at the world. And yourself definitely is not going to be the same. True. It's not going to be the same. This is another. And another fellow says, as long as you think there will be problem. Therefore don't think, there will be no problem. Stop all your thinking. Then the student asks, Guru, this is all Indian stuff. Guru, yes. How to stop thinking? He goes to a guru to stop thinking. Correct? And guru helps him to stop thinking. Wow, what a guru. To stop, he helps him to stop thinking. And he goes to a guru to stop thinking. And he does a lot. Guru says, so close your eyes, don't think of anything else. Just look at between the brows. You will see a light. Then what shall I do? Then you concentrate on the light. Then you feel as though you are consumed by the light. Then you won't think, because you are consumed. You won't think. But again, suppose thought comes, again you do the same thing. Then how to work? Why should you work? Let somebody work. All looks not practical. It's not practical. They say it is practical. Really speaking, it is not practical. And another fellow says, watch your mind, watch your mind, watch your mind, watch your mind. Mind doesn't think afterwards. Dullness increases. Tamas it becomes. Even though it has got some benefit. Different people say different things. The truth is, what is the truth? All that is here is you. You are Purna. You are the whole. That is the truth. Nobody tells that. Okay? And if somebody tells, that is Vedanta. That is called Vedanta. You are the whole. There is no pain or anything. It is not reductionism. It is not some kind of denial. We are talking of the basic truth. We are talking of it. And so this is you. This is dream. Your own experience. All these are you. There is no second possibility here. And it's all in the form of knowledge. Your knowledge alone is manifest in the form of Jagat. You without knowledge is only consciousness. You with knowledge alone are the creator. You don't lose anything. You are the whole. Whether you are dealing with, you are scanning the sky and you are confronting the stars, or you are looking into the possibilities of this various, articles and the particles, etc. So what they are, the velocity of the particle you want to measure, but the electron you want to measure. Whatever you do, you are the whole, the object and the subject. As in dream, you are the whole there. If this is true, it is knowledge that is manifest in the form. Here you have memory, mind, etc. When you are talking of the total, with all these dream possibility also, total, there cannot be another consciousness. There is no another consciousness. All that is there is one limitless. Limitless, we have seen that very clearly, and that is, everything else is not self, is mithya, and satyam is Satchit, Anantam, Satyam Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma Chaitanyam. That is consciousness, and everything else is drawing its existence from this. We have seen that. Therefore, so now, with reference to a given mind alone, you are maker, dream maker, dream world maker, with reference to the total we are talking about, there must be. It's very clear. Now you can assimilate what Vedanta says, you can assimilate through your own logic. Eh? So we are talking of the total, therefore knowledge must be total. For the knowledge to be total, mere Satchit Ananda is not enough. Even for me to dream, I need to have a mind. And similarly here, there should be a mind. Uncreated mind, understand? If it is created, then already creation has happened, individual. Uncreated mind. That is what we say Maya Upadhi. The uncreated. With that Maya Upadhi, same Satchidananda is called Ishwara, all-knowing. All Shakti, Sarva Shakti, Sarvajnaha, and Sarvam Asrijate. Ishwara is manifest, created and manifest in the form of the entire Jagat. And therefore, there is no question of, it is a knowledge of Ishwara that is manifest in the form of Jagat. That's why everything is available for knowing. It's all knowledge. The more you say, when you look into this flower, really there is nothing more than flower knowledge. That's all. Which is imputed to a form. That knowledge is only of the form. Because the knowledge of petal is not knowledge of flower. The knowledge of stalk is not knowledge of flower. Knowledge of the stamen and pollen is not knowledge of flower. Your knowledge of flower is called Nama, which has a Rupa. Look into that, it again reduces itself into many. Again Nama Rupa, Nama Rupa, Nama Rupa, Nama Rupa, Nama Rupa. All knowledge. It's amazing it is. The whole thing is knowledge, one consciousness. Whose knowledge, which is what we say Maya, Upadhi, is manifest in the form of space-time and everything in space and time, and like everything that is there. So two mithya. One mithya is what I make out of it. The other mithya is what is. What is something that I can definitely deal with. What I make out of it has to be again dealt with. I am not dealing with what is. I always fight with my own shadows, my own projections. Therefore now look, if you want to be objective, there must be more Ishwara in your life, correct? There is more Ishwara in your life, you are more objective. There is less Ishwara, then more of you. More of you means problems. Less of you means less problems, correct? This is what they say, surrender, etc., without knowing anything. Some feeling, you surrender to God, everything will be okay. Surrender to God, as though he is another fellow, he is waiting there, surrender. No. So as though he is waiting, demanding surrender from you. He wants to subjugate everybody, and he is waiting there, surrender. Otherwise nothing will happen, surrender. After surrender also nothing happens. This is, it's all sheer cognition. The whole thing is cognitive because all that is here is nothing but cognition. Nothing but cognition. And therefore, this karma phala, the result of karma, what you talk about, the result of karma is, now you can look back, karmanyeva adhikaraste, mapaleshu kadachana. The results are taken care of by the laws which are not separate from Ishwara. Therefore, every result is from Ishwara alone. And therefore, there is no cheating involved here. No denial of what you deserve is involved. And you get what you earn. Now, before everything together, it is not cooked up balance sheet. It is one long balance sheet. It's not, so in this year you feel everything is profit. So next year, again you keep on doing so that the stocks will be up. You sell your stocks and quit. And everything goes. All the people who have invested, they are the losers. They lose their shirts and pants, everything. And therefore, you understand? So this is, it's not the law, it is a law. There is no question of escaping from that. We need not escape. When I am ready, why should I escape? I accept what is there. And therefore, so karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Even though I have my likes and dislikes, I want to fulfill them, but when I in the result, of course, there is equal, more, less opposite. As I receive them, I take them, well, not with a sense of failure. I take them as prasada. I am never the loser. Do you know why? Because I am wiser. How wise you became? So that what I did was not enough. That's the wisdom he has got. Then what else? I have got other things to do. That is wisdom. Don't do the same thing when you know that it's not going to work. Against all evidence, persistence with the same thing is considered to be foolishness. There is no other foolishness in the world. Against all evidence, you persist with the same thing is called foolishness. And that's why do we talk about foolishness? Because that is to be avoided. Don't persist with something against all evidence. And therefore, so deal with situations with objectivity, and you find you have some space inside. So in India we have that culture, the culture to accept from an altar, anything comes from Ishwara, is looked upon by us as what? Prasada. There is no question. This is an inbuilt culture. So this is an attitudinal culture. The culture gives you the attitude. See, culture gives the attitude. What is the attitude? You grow up, somebody gives, a Swami gives a banana. An Indian child in India will receive the banana. Even though it doesn't like banana, it will receive banana. Here, even the small little one, give banana. Can I have an apple? Nothing wrong. That's how it's brought up. Can I have an apple? Why? Because why? Because I hate banana. Because they don't have the concept of prasada. That you will never get there. Prasada means it may be banana, it may be apple, it may be flower, it may be vibhuti, ashes, it may be kumkumam, it can be chandanam, it can be tulsi leaf, it can be laddu, it can be a child on your lap. Prasada. Your house is prasada. It's all prasada. Your own body is a prasada. Your own mind and senses are prasada. Given, what is given is prasada. Given is from Ishwara, and the given is not separate from Ishwara. Therefore, it's one law, one series of prasada. Correct? Series of prasada. You are free. Free because attitude. The attitude of graceful acceptance, not glad acceptance. Because glad acceptance is not possible when there is failure. When your ribs are broken, when you can't say it's a glad acceptance. It's not glad, graceful acceptance. Understand? So graceful acceptance, you accept it, and then look for what should be done, what I can do, how much I can claim from the insurance. That's how you should go. Understand? And then move. So that's called graceful acceptance. Practical, absolute pragmatism. This is called religious pragmatism. Total. Only when Ishwara is understood the way it is to be, and Ishwara is to be understood, that's possible. So there is, then what happens? Your raga dveshas get neutralized. They are incapacitated to create any kind of aversion, any kind of regret or remorse. And this is how one is able to get out of the hold of raga and dvesha. On this basis we will look further later, okay? Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.